Okay, back again. A lot of pissing around today, not a lot of actual work, mainly because I'm trying to make sure this all goes on in the right spot. And well, obviously I fixed this frame issue that I had, and that took me a few hours, so I'm very happy with that. I ended up doing a relief cut just in there. I relieved it and then basically stuck a rod in the front of the frame. I had some straps hooked up underneath this as well, with some leverage points trying to pull it together, and then I basically just pushed down on that, and just millimetre by millimetre it started to come closer. It took me about half an hour of jumping up and down on it, obviously because this frame's quite sturdy. It had to rack this back. This whole section was obviously racked, so it just racked it back nice and slow, I think. And then once I did my laser level again, I was happy with where it was, and the line continued out on the front of the rail at the same height as it did on the other side as well, so that was what I was after. And if you go from the front of the vehicle now, you can actually see that the two frame rails are even. The body, the nose isn't on there even right now because I'm trying to adjust that, but down the bottom, the two frame rails, they're even. One with the vice grips on and the other one. So I'm happy with that. I'm just in the process of getting this floor curvature and inner valance to meet up at the right height. I'm only going by this distance that's left from the old valance that is rusted out. So I've got the flange gap to the floor to that distance, because I've made my new one as an exact copy of this. I know that it should be roughly the same, and that's what I've done here. And then I'm able to jack up the front floor to get the height. This height apparently is level with the top of this frame rail. So I've got a bit of ways to go, and that just entails me jacking up and then jacking up and then jacking up, and what I'll probably do is put a tie bar in between the two and then start jacking it from the center. And then once I do that, this plane that comes out, it should come up to the height that I want it at, and it'll actually bend the floor up as I go, and it'll pull it in tighter. But what it is doing is it's moving these pillars. So that's another issue I've got now. But I think I will get there. But I'm definitely going to build this frame next underneath here, if nothing else. Oh, by the way, this isn't welded to this. It's only clamped on right now. So this is tacked to the floor, and the nose and the pillars aren't welded to this. So right now I really shouldn't have this on here. I'm doing more damage than good at the moment. It's pulling it all off. All those little rusty holes that are little tiny bits that were holding it together are just all popping off now. So probably first thing in the morning I'll take this off and then just start working on this, getting its height, its distance from where the back of the seat goes so that my cab length is the right length, and then start working on building the structure under here. And once I've done that, I can build a cover plate that goes over the two of them, and then that's all solid there. And then go back to the pillars where the hinges are. That's, I think, where my next serious point will be to work from, because all up here is just junk at the moment, so it's really pointless trying to measure it. That whole side has come away, so where am I going to take a measurement? This is good down here, so that'll be my measurements. So come from here back to there. If it's got to come out, I can bump it out. If it's got to come in, I can pull it in. But that, it's got to be correct this way, and this way. So I've got 3 planes of axis there that I've got to work with. Once I build the 2 more volants on the outside there, and that'll box that whole front end in then. And that's all the structure for the front of the vehicle done. And then it's not cosmetic, but I'll be confident in taking the nose off the vehicle then. And then you know, it's already buggered, so I can't bugger it anymore, so I'll take it off and I'll put it to the side. I might even get an electrolysis bath going for it, and it'll just peck away at all of the rust on the inside of this and leave the paint. The electrolysis doesn't take the paint off unless there's rust under it, and realistically you want to get any rust from under paint, so whatever paint comes off, that's fine, and whatever steel left afterwards is even better. I can start welding back to that. But you know, it's starting to look like a vehicle. I mean, probably to someone who's not standing here with me and hasn't been doing it for the last month would just go, what the hell is this mess here? But you know, this is quite intense, really, if you think about what's being done here. But I think I'll be fine. Just slowly work at it. I do have an end date. I want to get it sort of rolling and maybe drivable. I don't think I'll have a roof built for it, but you know, about 2 months from now. 8 weeks. So watch this space.